So right now I'm currently in New Orleans, and we're about to hit up Baldwin's and Company's bookstore. And so I wanted to hit up this bookstore because usually I don't get a lot of time to spend in New Orleans, and when I'm here, I'm always doing
something you know, book related basically. So I'm here to just check out the vibes.
Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I want to do a book review on James Baldwin, If Beale Street Could Talk. So I went to New Orleans. I live outside of the city. I had to make a trip to New Orleans, so I went to Baldwin's and Company's bookstore on Elysian Fields in New Orleans. And it was my first time in this bookstore. I really wanted to find a black bookstore because I usually purchase my books online. Well, I picked up some classic authors like James Baldwin and Octavia Butler. And I picked up a couple unknown authors that was new to me. And I came home and I wanted to start this book, but it was the holidays. So after the New Year's celebration, I started this book. Well, If Beale Street Could Talk, which is my first Baldwin novel that I've read, it was really, really good. It was, I would say the beginning and maybe the middle was my absolute favorite part of the book. The way he writes is like he draws you into the story. He carried the story very well. I know that they have a Netflix play based on this book, but I know that they have a Netflix play based on this book, but I also know that I had never watched it. So I read the book, and then after I finished the book, I watched the the film orientation on it. And Baldwin is just immaculate. I mean, I understand that he's considered one of the top writers of his era. And this was my absolute favorite part of the book. And he's talking about how the main characters in the book are getting closer. Tish and Fonny. And it says, it's outstanding the first time you realize that a stranger has a body. The realization that he has a body makes him a stranger. It means that you have a body too. You will live with this forever, and it will spell out the language of your life. And it was absolutely astonishing me to realize that I was a virgin. I really was. I suddenly wondered how. I wondered why. But it was because I had always, without ever thinking about it, known that I would spend my life with Fonny. It simply had not entered my mind that my life could do anything else. This meant that I was not merely a virgin. I was still a child. So that was Tish writing, talking about Fonny. The story is told from Tish's perspective. And so I don't want to go too deeply into the book about what it's about because or give play-by-play details because I would like for you to read the book if you haven't read it. And I did that on some of my other reviews, and I realized that that's probably not the best way to do a review. It's probably best to focus on epiphanies or how it made me feel. What did I think about it, right? But in short, the plot of the book is that Tish and Fonny love each other, but the external force that destroys most relationships is that the two people could want the relationship to be mutual. And in the best case scenarios, the feelings are mutual. But the external force that could be described by Neely Fuller as the government or external factors that impact the union between the two people is always prevalent. And so it's impossible to have a harmonic relationship with anybody because we live in an imperfect world. Well, um, Tish and Fonnie are in a relationship, but Fonnie is in jail for a crime he did not commit. We don't find out till later in the book that the crime was grape, and it was grape of a Puerto Rican woman. And the book is spent with Tish and her family and his family trying to get him out. And they are unsuccessful in getting him out of prison, but it takes you on a roller coaster of emotion of what they're going through. She talks about when they first met as kids to them growing up being young adults, her getting pregnant. She reflecting on that paragraph about how they first made love, and later on in the story when they got their first apartment where they conceived their child. And it was a very eye-opening book. I like the relationship between Tish and Fonnie, and I also like that it's mutual, but also understand that the external force, being that he's in prison, is what's keeping them apart. And I like to examine power dynamics, and a lot of reasons, my personal reasons why I believe most relationships fail is because neither party can ensure harmony. Neither party can say, hey babe, everything is going to be perfect. You're never going to be mistreated. I'm never going to be mistreated. And therefore, it's harmonic. So since we live in harmony, it'll be easier for us to be together. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Both people are trying to have a relationship, and it's difficult because it's chaos all around us. And that's what they were a victim of. I would give this book on a 5 stars being the most. I give it a 5. Um, it ends tragically with the father offing himself because he's unable to get his son out of prison. Fonnie's father, the male character in the novel, but it was a really great novel. It touched me, and I'm going to definitely do some more James Baldwin books. He has 20 different books. Definitely going to read some more. But this book right here, If Beale Street Could Talk, was a really, really good book. It really was. I finished it in one day. It's really not a long book, but it's really, really heavy. Thanks. And if you haven't, please like, share, comment. I would love to hear what you think. If you're a Baldwin fan, if you like his books, you could tell me what some of the books you like. I really made this channel to talk about a diverse area of topics, but books are one of my things that I'm into. So I've been reviewing a lot of books. So I would love to hear what you have to say. Thanks.